Welcome to the Phoenix music scene on the YetiRadio.com.
All right, let's get to work.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do this.
The Phoenix music scene on the YetiRadio.com.
Good Wednesday evening to everybody. Welcome to YetiRadio.com. I am the Yeti, and today we have the utmost honor and pleasure of interviewing a thrash band out of Tucson, Arizona. Going to come hang out with us for a little bit, answer some questions. We're going to play some of their music and have a lot of fun for roughly about an hour. We lead in with a song. We got a little intermission song, and then we outro with a song. So please stay tuned and have fun, because we're going to be interviewing Ash to Dust. We'll have Rob that does guitar and vocals, and JD on guitar, and we'll have Miss Ashley who's on bass, and Mr. Bruce hopefully he'll show up here in a little bit, coming in from practice, and we'll have hopefully get the whole band in. But starting it off, here's well, I guess I should have asked. All right, we'll go with Unquiet Mind. Sorry. Having a problem seeing tonight. I'm going to have to clean my glasses. And it keeps wanting to jump around on me tonight. All right, Ash to Dust, Unquiet Mind, right here with the Yeti Radio. Let's welcome Ash to Dust to the Yeti Radio. Welcome, everyone.
What's up?
How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Miss Ashley, I hear congratulations are due.
Why, thank you.
Yes, she's actually here. She's real.
Right? They don't just, make me up. I'm not an imaginary bass player, in the flesh.
Awesome. Boy or girl?
It's a boy.
Boy. Name?
Odin.
Odin.
He's about 3 months old now.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations. And hope all is well. And hope you guys have an amazing holiday season.
You too.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
You for having us.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Sorry for a couple of glitches here in the beginning, but
it happens.
That's what happens when you put in a USB adapter and none of your cameras want to communicate, right? Well, you got to undo it and fix it. So,
Right.
So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves individually and let everybody know what you do and how you do it.
Go ahead. Okay, I guess I'm going first. All right, so I'm Rob Matthews. I'm the founding member of Ash to Dust. I'm the lead vocalist and one of the lead guitar players, but I am mostly rhythm.
I'm JD. I'm the lead guitarist of the band, pretty much. And I do some backing vocals.
Some, he says.
Some.
Yeah, some. When I'm out of breath, that's what he.
And my name's Ashley. I play the bass. I use these hands to do it. I'm known as the Bass Maiden. I refuse to use a pick. I was taught by a very young age that only the best bass players only use 2 fingers, so that's what I do.
Awesome. So you've got that little weight machine that we've seen with the memes with the cable and the bar, and you're doing your bass finger exercises.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, Rob, since you're the founding member and the band is since 2007, walk us through then to now.
All right. So in 2007, I moved back here to Tucson, Arizona. I was living in Utah for a while. Me and my ex-wife and my daughter moved back here. Ashley's home. Basically, I wanted to start another band. I had equipment, I had everything, and our band manager, Jason Shaw, was at the local Zia Records here, and he's like, "Hey man, I just saw an ad for a guitar player, you should call him." I was like, "All right, cool." He's like, "I think you guys will really mesh, you guys have a lot of the same styles and stuff." So in comes Lale Clark. He was the original lead guitar player. He wrote House of Evermore, and he wrote Consumed, as well as Circle of Death. He co-wrote with me and a couple other songs. A few of the songs that are on this new album, which is called Reaper of Souls, were actually written when I was in Utah with my brother-in-law, Clark Lehman, and Corey Bluebaum. Now, if you go to the Demons Within album, Corey actually wrote the words to Unquiet Mind, and he never was going to use them, so I asked him, "Hey, I've got music to it, can we use it?" So he got credit for that. Lale brought in Dwight Swanson, who played bass, and I knew Christopher Hack for a while. He said he'd be willing to play drums, and that was the original lineup. Since then, the laughing joke is Ash to Dust is the Megadeth of Arizona, because I've had a lot of really talented people, but 2 people have passed away. One, his wife was in the military, so Jacob had moved, but this is a pretty solid lineup. Me, JD, and Ashley have written some really good shit. I think that as far as time elapsed, from 2007 to 2010, Ash to Dust was a definite, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, active in the metal scene here and in Phoenix. And, we've been privileged to open for a lot of people. Testament, Sacred Reich, Flotsam and Jetsam, Kitty, Death Angel, Obituary, Goat Whore, Seven Witches. Warbringer actually opened for us. It was kind of weird. But we opened for Sepultura and DRI. That was like our last kind of show. And then Sean and everyone had left. So I was just kind of stuck there. And I was like, I'm not going to give up, you know. So unfortunately, you know, my ex-wife was into drugs and she was really heavy into it. And that's where Demons Within came in. It's all about what me and my daughter went through, being married to a drug addict, what her, you know, what my daughter went through, having her mom being an addict. I can honestly say that I'm very proud of my ex-wife. She's been clean and sober, I believe, 2 years now. She's really gotten her act together.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, we're still civil, we're cool, and she knows that I wrote the album. I didn't mention any names, so I wouldn't get sued for anything, but she knows it's about her. And you know, for instance, the song Mother May I, it's a ballad, but I don't sing on it. Ashley doesn't sing on it. It's a different Ashley, but I wanted a female to sing the lyrics because that song meant a lot to me. It's probably one of the most emotional songs I've written out of everything. This new album, Demons Within, it's because the reason I entitled it Mother May I was because it's written about looking through my daughter's eyes while this is all going on. Because she was like really young, 3, 4, 5, you know, till about 14. So that's kind of the gist of how After Dust started. There have been many members, but I'm really proud of these two. And Bruce is not here currently. He's doing a drum lesson. He should be here shortly. He's our new drummer. And, you know, for a while we were kind of disbanded. Ashley had a baby. JD left. Our old drummer Justin left. And I was just like, great. Now I'm kind of doing the Demons Within thing again, I guess. JD's like, no, man, we're going to finish this album. We recorded it. So we finished the album. We got everything done. It'll be out Christmas Eve. It's called Reaper of Souls. JD kept busting my balls because of the whole Pantera thing. So we're back. He made me come back. So we're going to write for a third album, which should hopefully be out next year. I don't know.
Live album as well.
Oh, yeah. And we have a live album that's going to be coming out next year.
Awesome.
I would say probably because we're releasing Reaper of Souls Christmas Eve, we want to kind of push the live back just so that it's not bang, 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 you know. So we'll probably do it. I have no idea. March, April, May.
Probably around April.
I'd say probably around April, you know, 420. Who knows?
Sounds like as good a time as any.
Right?
So how did you meet the newest members?
So Ashley is actually in another band called Deadwind. When Travis, the previous bass player, had left, me and Omar, who JD replaced, he was the guitar player. I was like, I don't know what to do. He's like, well, let's just put something out. We weren't even 5 seconds after typing it on Facebook. She's like, I will be your bass player. I was like, all right. So we've been, you know, for a while we were on the same label. It was an independent label. So Deadwind and us have toured together. We've played shows together. Ashley is amazing. And I'm going to be honest, I always wanted a female in the band just to kind of like give it that, you know, not white zombie, but, you know, having 4 guys, sweaty guys up there is cool. But when you have a female as talented as Ashley,
she's all over the stage, dude.
She's all over the place. She plays with her fingers, not a pick. She is literally the epitome of Cliff Burton and Steve Harris into one female body.
Yeah, she balances everybody out.
Yeah. JD I met through a previous guitar player when I was trying to reform Ash to Dust after my mom had passed. There was a guy that answered the ad, and he's a very talented guitar player, just, you know, didn't really think that he had the confidence. So he's like, you know, find someone else. Well, at the time I wanted to do some like a side project, like a Maiden, Priest, Motley Crue, you know, metal. Nothing that would have remotely do anything with Ash to Dust. Like this stuff would be like I don't even know how to explain it. Like we play at like 220 beats per measure. This would be like 20. So, you know, I met up with them and I was like, hey, I'm going to do this side project. I don't want to sing. I'm just going to play bass. I got a guy that plays drums. You know, he had a stroke. I wanted to help him out. So we all got together. He asked if he could bring JD. And I was like, sure. So he plugs in and starts wailing Domination solo by Pantera. I was like, if I ever lose my guitar player, you want a job? About a week later, our guitar player basically quit, and I called him up and I was like, hey, I'm going to audition some drummers. I don't know the stuff. That's okay. Just come on down. And that's where he's been ever since.
Nice. It's awesome and amazing on my end to get to talk to and interview bands and find out how they come together. And literally almost all of them, the story is not too dissimilar, but not the same.
Right.
And but almost like it was meant to be. You know, each one, the circumstances are always a little different, but it's still almost like when you look at it, it's like the writing on the wall, and it's just like amazing to see that click from my perspective, not being a musician, just a lover of music and enjoying what everybody does.
And that's the hardest thing is, you know, trying to find the right people. Like I always tell people when they come in, I'm like, hey, this band is a democracy. It's not a dictatorship. We all have a say. Let's write together. We're a family. And it's truly, honestly, that way. You can ask Ashley. She's been my right hand and my right hand for a while now, you know, and I always treat them with respect. If there's something, you know, hey, can we try this? If it doesn't work, we'll put it on the back burner and then bring it back to another song later on. So everyone, you know, we truly are a family. And to find, you know, musicians that aren't drug addicts, that don't have attitudes, that don't care about this or that or the other, and want to just play music and, you know, really bond in this room, it means a lot. And you know, I mean, I'm sure you've been to enough local shows. Sometimes it's hard to find people that, you know, you can get up and watch and be like, you know, damn, these guys are really good. And that's the thing, not to toot our own horns, but usually when we play shows, people are like, damn, man, you guys are tight as hell. And that's, you know, the reason we're so tight is because when we have shows, we literally sit in this room and say, okay, here's the set list. We have a month, 2 months, whatever, and that's all we do. So when we get up there, they know exactly what I'm going to say, when the cymbal hits, this, that. Ashley starts her bass on Book of Shadows, whatever it is. And I've just been completely blessed with everyone that I've ever had in this band, but these two definitely pushed me to another level to want to be able to be a better musician myself.
That's amazing. So I understand in its raw form, Ash to Dust.
Right.
But give us your definition in naming the band that.
I knew everyone always asked this. And, you know, it's kind of funny. So when I moved back to Utah, or from Utah, and I wanted to start a band, basically, I wanted to start a band. I didn't want to join another band. I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I already have a few songs written. I can find people. So the premise of Ash to Dust, in all honesty, is one, I wanted a name not only that would stick out, but would also represent the band. Because we're a thrash band. I didn't want it to be called Nancy and the Dandelions, right? So, you know, I was like, what is a good title? What's a name? You know, and I kept stewing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to name the band Ash to Dust. And the reason I named it Ash to Dust, not only because the logo looks cool that Lel made and it fits our style, but in the end, in all honesty, when you're born, you're already dying. Okay? Everybody loves, everybody hates. There's a huge cycle of life. But in the end, we're all ash to dust. And that's basically how I got it. It was just, you love, you hate, you have relationships, you know, people die, life goes on, tout le monde, you know what I mean? So that's how it was, and it just kind of stuck. And I was like, all right, I'm cool with this. You know, and I did my research to make sure there's not any other band named that. So far,
We're the only one.
we're the only one. I mean, you can go on YouTube and look up Astro Dust, and it's like bands that have songs named Astro Dust, but just us. So we lucked out.
Definitely. I understand that premise as well, because when I was doing getting ready to start this, I did the same thing. I did the research, and I found nobody had this particular name, so I went everywhere and scooped it all up. So wherever you go, it's the Yeti Radio. It doesn't matter. Kind of like with you guys.
That's the thing. It's, you know, if you can get it for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, this, that, it's amazing. Because every once in a great while, you'll find, you know, like, damn it. That's why most of our stuff is official Astro Dust, just to make it easier. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely. Isolate it just a little more, just in case one pops up somewhere else.
Exactly.
Okay. So who are some of your biggest influences? Because you do have quite the resume of bands that you have played with in the past. And that's, it's just, I'm sitting here, and after the last couple of interviews that I've done, I'm reading this list, and some of these I didn't know before then, and I know now, and now you've opened for them, or they've opened for you, and I'm like, you know, I've got guys that were sitting in here that played for some of these bands, and I'm like, this is just an amazing circle. But, you know,
Bruce is on his way, so yeah.
Okay.
All right. So in terms of influences, I guess I'll give you my like 3-ish, 4-ish I can think of off the top of my head. Of course, we have Megadeth. That's definitely a very important influence, as long as Iron Maiden. Those were my very first like introductions to the genre in general, and so those definitely hold places in my heart. And then just in general, Periphery and Tool definitely have a big influence on how I go and write riffs and whatnot.
Awesome. JD?
As far as just the main, how I go about writing anything, Pantera, all the way.
And he's
Awesome.
not just saying that because they're tributing and reunited.
Yeah,
Right.
I am. Oh, yeah.
Case in point.
Right?
Oh, yeah. So there's Pantera, top 3, Pantera, Megadeth, and Killswitch Engage. You know, I love the riffs of Megadeth. It's just blistering metal. You know, there's not a second that they slow down, and when they do, you remember it. You know, it's not some commercial shit. Killswitch Engage, there's a little bit of that screaming, harsh vocal, but also a nice melodic thing in there to kind of change it up. But I go back and forth between it all.
Absolutely. And Rob?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Death Angel.
So, Death Angel, Megadeth, Lamb of God, Iron Maiden, Sabotage. I got a lot. Slayer, Pantera, Motley Crue, Rat, Def Leppard. I got a lot. You know, BLS, Black, BLS. Obviously, Black Sabbath. You know, without Sabbath, there would be nobody. So, you know,
Right.
and I'll admit, you know, early Metallica. You know,
Yeah.
so I'll admit though that, you know, Lux Eterna is a good song.
Yeah, it is.
I think, I'm hoping that the whole album is like that, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure Lars probably had a stroke and, you know, back to the 4-4, but whatever.
So
those are a lot of mine. And I mean, if you listen to what we play and write, you can definitely see the influences here, there, you know, bouncing around and things like that.
Absolutely. And I'm, for one, after listening to what you have now, looking forward to the new release. I'm always anxious for it, and I hate when I have to miss my show on Mondays, because it's always got some new music, and knock on wood, I've had 1 week where there hasn't been any new releases so far. So from anybody. So
well, you may have Santa deliver you something early before Christmas Eve.
Well, I will definitely have a thank you letter ready for Santa. So what's been the best advice given to you as either a musician or as a band?
Good question.
Right? That is a good question.
Yeah, I was going to say, one, never give up, no matter what, And trust me, there were times I wanted to give up, and people won't let me. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say, honestly, don't give up. It's definitely probably number one.
Best advice given: stretch before and after you headbang. That really hurts.
Fucking Bruce is here.
Bruce!
All right, Bruce.
So this is a great moment, and y'all are all getting to see it. So this is the first time that this bass player and this drummer have ever met each other. Hi, Bruce. Nice to meet you.
Go ahead, brother. I'm tall.
There, buddy. You can have a seat.
All right. You can have a seat.
Well, that goes for two of us then, because the radio guy hasn't got to meet Bruce yet either. So how you doing, Bruce? I'm the Yeti. Welcome. JD, your best advice?
Kind of like I said a minute ago, never give up, no matter how hard it gets. That's probably the best I was ever given. And just to keep pushing. If you love what you do, then there's no reason to stop. You never stop learning either.
Okay, since Bruce wasn't here for the question, what's the best advice you've ever been given as a drummer, or if you've not played any other instruments as a musician?
Best advice I've ever gotten was you can never have too many tools for your toolbox.
True that.
Definitely, that's a new one on this end. I like that one. Keep the toolbox growing.
Yep.
Okay, and let's see. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened at a show while you're on stage?
I got busted open. Not with Ash to Dust, but when I lived in Utah, we played this venue, and it was literally like, "What's up, Denny's?" Literally, it was on the floor. There was no stage, and I was like, "Hey, are we allowed to cuss on here?"
Yes.
So, okay. I want to make sure I don't want to get
wait.
I don't want to get canceled. So I was like, "Hey, motherfuckers, I'm from Arizona. Start a pit." So we started playing this song, and the guy came around. He didn't do it intentionally, but when he came around, he hit my microphone.
Oh.
And when he did, I went to go sing, and it popped me right in the eyebrow.
Oh.
So I stopped, turned around, looked at my brother-in-law. I was like, "Am I bleeding?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, bro, this is awesome. Look at the ceiling." The ceiling was like this tall. So I was like, "Do I need stitches?" He's like, "Who cares? Just
Uh-oh.
unless I'm this high on stage and no one can touch me." So that, and I've forgotten a battery pack for my pedal board. So
And then we left the pedal board.
yeah, we left my pedal board in Phoenix and never to be seen again. So those are kind of my crazy moments. Anyone else?
I haven't played enough shows to have a crazy moment yet.
Right, I don't know if it's necessarily crazy. Like, I've fallen on stage, and, like, I wear high heels and things, so that's never fun.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, like, at least one time I had probably a good, like, fist-sized knot, like, right in the middle of my calf. But, like, other than that, like, or on my shin, I mean. But otherwise, nothing too wild.
Okay. Well, at this point, we're going to go ahead and do the intermission and move on to the second song of the evening by Ash to Dust. And here they are with Dead to Me right here with the Yeti on the YetiRadio.com. We're live on YouTube. And we're back with Ash to Dust right here on the Yeti Radio. Okay, how do you feel the changes in tech, in today's technology, has brought to the music industry? Pros and cons.
I would have to say, because I'm going to school now to be an audio engineer, so that we can record and mix and master our own stuff and not pay someone. It's a benefit, but at the same time,
It'll never be perfect.
Yeah, it'll never be perfect. You know, there'll always be mistakes here and there. You know, I know myself. You know, I can play these songs like in my sleep, but when it's time to record, I'm like a cat in water. My mind blanks and whatnot. But for me, I think there's benefits to it, because for us being a unsigned local band, it's hard to get out to Canada and Japan and Australia, you know. So having the internet and things like that people can find our music or other bands is beneficial, I think. You know what I mean? Until you get to that next level, for us, you know, at least for me, I think it's beneficial. It's a pain in the butt sometimes, but at the same time, you know, it's a mixed bag. So that's how I feel.
Okay. With that question is my next question. With the changes in the industry and it being so much more accessible, and a lot of people say that that's what they don't like about it is the accessibility. You don't have to go find it and or stumble across it like we did when I was growing up. Me personally, I'm fine with either way. It does make it easier to find music. But with that being said, what would you consider, as opposed to the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, what would you consider a successful music career today? Because, you know, back then it was a gold record, which was 100,000 sales. Go platinum at 1 million, multi-platinum, and then I think diamonds at 10 million. We've had, one or two people in the entire history of music do that. Would it be a national tour, a long one, or an international tour, or getting signed?
It's sad that these days getting signed doesn't really mean much anymore, really.
Okay.
It can help, but, you know, with YouTube and Spotify, Pandora, more people can access your music a lot easier than if you go to a store and buy a CD, which I still prefer to do that.
Right, absolutely. That's a wall of vinyl back there. It's not as big as some people's, but I've got some really interesting stuff on there. So, and I had a guy that I shot some video for, and we were in here editing, and he was poking around, and out of everything that's up there, he found some of the unique ones that have something meaningful for me on a personal level. He found those and pointed certain things out, which was pretty awesome. So I understand that part, wanting to hit the store and find the CD or the record, but then the accessibility. Do you guys have professional music videos done already, or we're going to work on getting some done in the future?
So we are in the works of figuring out when we're doing our music videos, but we do have plans for them in terms of like what they're going to be about, what they're going to look like. We have a couple different locations what we're talking about doing, but that's pretty much projected to go and record them probably sometime in the February to March time frame. Not sure on releasing quite yet, but we're working on it.
Okay. Maybe the Easter Bunny will have a present for the Yeti as well.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Like I have an Easter Bunny suit. It's a great time. I've delivered Jack Daniels to people. Like it's pretty metal. Like it's a great time.
Awesome.
I love goldfish, Capri Suns, and costumes. That's my shit.
Well, if you haven't got to check out the Yeti at Halloween, it's posted on my website with my 5-year-old daughter. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I'll go to it right after this.
But and you guys hang out after the last song so we can talk off record, and we'll get some other stuff done as well. Let's see. So, okay, the name of the latest project again is
Reaper of Souls.
Reaper of Souls. Okay, and due to release Christmas Eve.
Correct.
Okay, and how many songs?
76.
Apparently 8.
So on Spotify, iTunes, everything like that, it's going to be 7.
Okay.
So we like to make physical copies when we play shows and things. So
Right.
me and JD are going to do something on the physical CD as a hidden track. So it'll be 8.
Okay, that's cool. I know some of us that look for things like that when we're out looking for music. Hey, wait a minute, that's not there. That's cool.
And then the third album we're working on is going to have like 20 songs. We're going to just like,
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, just scream everywhere.
it's gonna be like double platinum.
What's your favorite song to perform?
As a whole, or just everyone's favorite one?
No, I gotta go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a roundhouse.
Okay. You said to perform, right?
Yes.
Like as in our songs?
Okay, that's important because
Whether it's yours or a cover.
Say it again.
Whether it's yours or a cover.
No, okay, gotcha. No, that was gonna be our song no matter what.
Okay.
But, anywho, but it's important because I am a performer, so there's definitely a difference for me in terms of like playing musically, and then when I'm on stage and I am performing the song and like what it is I'm actually doing. Because I do go and like I make theatrics and I have like choreography for me to do. Like I do back buttons and twists and turns. I do silly stuff, and so my favorite song to perform in Ash to Dust would be Consumed, because that song is about Ed Gein and just about eating people and whatnot, and that's always just been a fun concept. So it's just one of those things, like you really get to kind of embody the monster during that song, and there's a really sick bass, like solo-esque part, and it's very metal. If you see that live, like that's the part you remember.
It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
I'm really glad that you described it that way, because I think for a very successful band, it has to be that way. The theatrics, the feeling, the getting into it, the bringing it to the guy standing in front of the stage, or the one guy that's standing in the back of the room that may mean something.
Exactly.
You know,
like when you hear Rob say, "I will kill you,"
Yeah.
like you feel that.
Absolutely.
Last time we pointed at someone.
And we never saw him again. All right, you guys, favorite song to
I
perform?
already know it, JD.
My favorite is Dead to Me to play live.
I could tell by the reaction when I played it.
Yeah, yeah. From the minute I heard the song, just as a fan originally, because I kind of was a fan of the band just before I joined, and so getting to actually play it live, it's an experience. I have a couple of videos from the live show we recorded, and I just go back and watch them. And when I see Dead to Me, it's just because we kind of created this very death almost style intro to go with it. And it's badass. It's just something that you have to experience live.
Absolutely. Well, and as a super fan of music, that's the thing. I can hear and play the recorded music, and it can be pristine and studio ready. But when I go to see a band live, I'm wanting to see how close we get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's different. It's two totally different environments. I get that. I'm not expecting perfection because it's live. I do live radio. Look at the beginning of this interview. Okay? And that's why I do it, because it's live and you make mistakes. And that's fine. But still, the quality still comes across no matter what happens. If you're up there performing and putting it in their face, to say, so that they can feel it. When you get down there and get in somebody, it's awesome and amazing. So, what about you, Mr. Rob?
I stole his.
Damn, let me think. I would have to say, I kind of have two, and there's a reason for it. So, The first one would be Incoming, and that is probably because there's a middle section of the song, and for some godly reason, by the way, everyone that follows us on Instagram or has viewed it, we are almost at 50,000 views on this thing. So I want to, on behalf of all of us, I want to say thank you. Like, I couldn't even imagine having 50,000 views on this thing. But basically, it's a very melodic, slow part in the song on a 12 string. You know, you think kind of like the middle section of Master of Puppets. That's kind of what it is. It's real hard, and then it slows down, and then it builds back up, and then it ends. I think for me, having a lot of people, you know, friends, family that are in the military, were in the military, grandparents, to me that really means a lot. That's why we always dedicate that song to the military, past, present, future, you know. And I think probably my second favorite song to play live is probably House of Evermore, because there's a couple reasons. One, House of Evermore, yeah, House of Evermore is badass anyway. One, Lale wrote it and dedicated it to me because he said, because I'm related to Edgar Allan Poe, he wanted to do something and wrote House of Evermore. And I was like, that's touching as hell, thank you. But
absolutely,
another reason I like playing it live is because JD sings it. And this gives him the opportunity to have the spotlight, not only as the lead guitar player, but a vocalist as well. He's a very talented kid. He's got a good voice, and, you know, God forbid anything happens to me, he can definitely fill my shoes.
Awesome. Well, Bruce, I know you're new to the band, but I'm sure you're learning the music as fast as possible. Do you happen to have a particular favorite or one you're looking forward to playing live?
Actually, I play in 6 bands, so I have all kinds of songs in my head that I like to play from each one. Yeah, I'm just starting out with these guys. What were the 2 big the other night? Yeah, Consumed, as he said. Consumed is pretty good. I like that one. I'm trying not to change the songs up, but I'll just add certain things here and there. And so far, those 2 are the ones I like so far.
Awesome. Put the Bruce touch to it. Use that toolbox.
Yeah. Oh, he uses it a lot. He's like a plumber.
Well, I'll make sure I'm not standing behind the drum kit.
There you go.
Oh, man. Let's see. Okay. Anybody that you could open for, past or present?
Rippery.
Man, I don't know. I got a lot.
He's like, I don't know.
I like Megadeth.
Ooh, someone I'd really be interested in opening for actually would be Poppy. I'm not sure if she is currently touring, but she was a huge influence performer-wise that, like, if you haven't ever seen her or heard of her, she's like, think of like creepy, like model metal band. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's like bubblegum metal almost. It's so weird.
Anyone else?
I would say the only 2 bands that I haven't been able to open for yet that I want to, obviously Slayer will never happen, but hopefully we can do Lamb of God and Megadeth. That would be my 2.
Awesome.
I've already opened for my idol, so I'm good.
Like, never done that.
Well, congratulations. I don't know that I'll ever get to interview mine, so.
Who's yours?
That's a long list. I have a very broad repertoire of music. I'm people tell me I can't be a lover of music if I love more than one genre, and I'm into almost every single genre out there. And just because it's all about the quality of the music. Some of it's what the point that they're trying to get across, or the story. Other times it's just literally the music. I just did an interview with Book of Numbers, and Brent Barker was doing some solo work and had sent me the video to put on and asked me to put it on my show, which hell yeah. But it's instrumental, and I like instrumentals as well. Sometimes I like them more because then the lyrics, not in a bad way, but don't get in the way.
Right.
Because lyrics kind of narrow the path of the word or the path of the song, where the instrumental leaves it totally up to interpretation, 100%. So, yeah, there's a whole... it's longer than my arm, and I'm 6'5". So, but definitely, some of mine I've actually got to meet, but they're no longer with us. And obviously I don't know that I'll make it to that level, doing what I do, to be able to interview at that level. But if I do, hopefully that day comes. We'll see. We're going to keep plugging away no matter what, because that's what we do, and it's a lot of fun. And thank you guys for getting with me and wanting to do an interview. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
If there's... I know you've been given advice, and I know that advice is going to get reciprocated to an up-and-coming band or a fan that wants to get into music. But what is something other than what's been spoken to you that you would give as advice?
Stay open-minded.
Help others get towards their goal. If they're in the same field as you, if another band is trying to go somewhere, take them with you.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
Walt Disney.
Bam!
Well, it's funny you said that, because my guest bathroom is painted in Mickey and Minnie, and there are, I think, 5 hidden Mickeys, but
Yep.
there's also a fake book that stands in the corner that has that on it.
How cute.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So again, if you can dream it, you can do it, and here we are.
Oh yeah, I'm a big believer in magic. That it's everywhere.
It is, and I like the fact of take them with you. So much you see so much you see in everyday life in general, just out in public, but you also can see it in music scenes where somebody would leave somebody so that they could make it and not take anybody with them. So that's a plus for you in my book. That's awesome. Well, everybody, this is Ash to Dust, Rob, JD, Bruce, and Ashley. Thank you for joining the Yeti and having the opportunity to discuss about Ash to Dust and your upcoming release. So we're going to close out tonight with a song that is Toolish, because it's 10 minutes long.
Hell yeah.
But with that being said, here's Ash to Dust with Demons Within, right here at the Yeti on YetiRadio.com. We're live on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out.
The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. The Yeti, the Yeti, the Yeti.
Thank you for joining the Yeti tonight. We just had Ash to Dust from Tucson live on Skype, and it's a great interview, and look forward to having them in person when they get a chance to come up and tour the Valley. And also a quick shout out to W3FX for the video for the songs tonight. That's the background. Thank you very much, and have a great night.